Can you find a Civic Type R at MSRP, or are they all jacked up? I put a post on Facebook saying we're looking for a Civic Type R, either white or red, to build for a client. It was obviously in the beginning there was a massive markup on these cars, and then it seemed like it kind of tapered off to a point where a local dealership had two of them at MSRP. Then all of a sudden they sold. Put a search around looking for MSRP, all of the ones in Florida. One in particular that is in Tampa, and they're still asking 20 grand over. Handful of others, 5 to 8. But what's worse is the one or two dealerships that told me we are flat MSRP, no games. In fact, one of them I drove down, I get there, and they had a $3,800 dealer package, which was floor mats, window tint, cargo cover, something stupid like that. So there is a big thing about the last day of the month. If you wait till the last of the month, they do want to move cars. If you call third week of the month, call around, tell them what you're looking for, and then leave, they will call you back because they keep all your information in their name, address, email. They will come back to you. I leave the dealership, pull across the street into a parking lot, and immediately rip the sticker off. My wife said, don't rip it off in their parking lot. It's disrespectful. So what is MSRP? MSRP is manufactured suggested retail price. That is the price that Honda said that car should sell for. Dealers are already making money because they're obviously buying at a wholesale, so they're making X amount of profit. Anything above that, they're marking it up just to make extra profit for themselves. All right, guys, so here's a plan of action. This is the very first, basically, time I drove into the shop. I picked it up last night after work. George drove me down there. I honestly like this car much better in white. I don't know what it was about the blue. I mentioned it. I liked it until I parked it next to my truck, and then I went off it. Bought the blue car. I drove it from the dealership, immediately removed the wing and sent it out, and I had it color matched. The first thing I'm going to do here in a minute, I'm going to show you how it comes off. Once it's color matched, it actually shows some of the definition. I'm a big fan of the original Integra Type R. I had one. I like the white wing on the white car. Maybe we'll talk about doing the wheels. All right, best advice is to be persistent. Call all of the ones in your state. Don't be afraid to go a little bit further away. You might save 5 grand going to the next state. It's worth a plane ticket or even a ride, as long as you can lock them in at that price. I drove an hour and a half, and the last minute they tried to charge me 4 grand more. Just remember, they're trying to make a sale. They don't care who you are. They're just trying to sell you a car and then on to the next guy. The shifter feels good, but the neutral position, right? Let me put the clutch in. That's the neutral position. To me, that should be neutral. Especially me, and this would be good neutral. That would be good first, and coming back to the next gears. This, I don't like. The odd shit tips. I just don't like them. All right, so the date on this was 2/1 at 9:56. You still smell a Loctite. The size is a T30, which, if you're not familiar with these, they're basically like a star drive. You can get these from the parts store. You can get a basic kit. It looks very generic, doesn't it? It's like it really needs a spoiler. On the side, it doesn't look anything different than the regular Civic. That's why I think the spoiler has to be up front and in your face. You have to see it. The spray out came back perfect. It looks good. They're going to paint the wing. I'll show you before the end of the video the wing going back on so you can see the before and after. I am thinking about doing a mini meet/unlock party with my friend John Vega. He offers the unlock service, offers tunes as well as custom tuning, and he can give you advice on which parts work and which don't. We'll talk about that on another episode. If that's something you're interested in, pipe in, let me know. We'll put something together. It's always good to meet new people, have a little bit of a gathering. In the meantime, let me show you how bad the rev hang is. Second gear, I'm I'm not going to gun it too far. Put it neutral. Look at the rev hang. It's like a 3.5 second rev hang. So that can be tuned out. That's what I'm going to get John to address, and we'll talk all about that and give you all the details. But also the boost lag, watch. For a little tiny turbo, boost lag and major rev hang. The wheels are sunk in pretty drastic. I think they need to be another 10 to 20 millimeters of positive offset. Bring those out. And the tires don't help. The tires roll in a lot. I noticed this on the blue car. When I changed the wheels on the blue car, I went with a different brand tire. I also went 10 millimeters wider to make that tire come out a little bit squarer. When the tire has more of a square sidewall, it brings the tire out at the top. It gives it the impression that it is lower than what it is. Of course, with lowering, you might run into a clearance issue. I don't know. When the wing is on this, it's going to look like a different car. I'm also going to go see my buddy Tran to get it window tinted. This still kind of looks like an afterthought. The rest of it, very clean. Shown you the gauge clusters before. Very clean gauge cluster. Looks very well laid out. Back seat is black. I don't know why. This is another thing. Suede, weird headliner material. Does have the red stitching, which is kind of nice. Contrasts nice with the red seat belts. I just don't know why. I don't know if this is like an OG representation of a Honda, because Hondas used to have different front seats and back seats. Everybody changed to Type R fronts or Bride fronts or Recaros and didn't do the backs. Like this in black. I like the classic red H. I like the Type R logo. Might put a Type R logo here. Spoiler is picked up. I'm going to head home. My son is going to help me install it. It's after work. It's 6:31. See how the car turns on the graphics? Pretty cool. I wish I could change that wing to white. Haven't you done a few spoilers with me now?
Yeah.
What was the last car you did the spoiler on?
Pretty sure the Porsche.
Yeah, and then lower it together. So I don't have many tools at the house, so I brought these home with me. Here's the 6 bolts that hold on the spoiler, and what I'll do is put the camera down, I'll pull the spoiler out, we'll line it up, we'll put it on the car, then we'll get some pictures outside. Other one starts. Yeah. Little industrial looking area for some shots. You can see that spoiler, it almost looks like an aftermarket spoiler. It looks way bigger now, it's color matched. And like I mentioned earlier, you can see the shape. It's got actually quite a bit of shape. It just disappears with the shadows, but now you can see how much flare it's got. It's actually a good looking spoiler. It's got a lot of lift right here. And the beauty of this, you don't really see it out the back window. If you've ever driven a Integra Type R, you feel like the wing